Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. I was just reading online more about the 5D Mark IV, specifically some comments, actually more than comments. It was on Facebook. I saw quite a long kind of diatribe or rant from a professional photographer, very high-end professional photographer, kind of ranting on or dissing anybody that is down on the 5D Mark IV. And taking the approach that if you haven't had it in hand, you can't say anything bad about it. Never mind the fact that just on specs alone, we've got valid concerns about the video. This fellow's saying how that's not valid. You can't say anything bad about the 5D Mark IV unless you've actually had it in your hands. Now, I haven't had the camera in my hands, but from the day it was announced, I've had valid concerns about the video specs, as has many people, including Canon shooters, non-Canon shooters, just general camera reviewers. You know, the overwhelming concern here, and Canon has backed this up. I've seen some interviews with people from Canon that basically they're saying the 5D Mark IV is not a video camera, and if you want to do video with it, tough, go and buy one of their very expensive video cameras, such as the ones in the $30-something thousand range. So, you know, as you know from the videos I've done, these have been my concerns. I was kind of smiling to myself, kind of a little bit amused that this fellow, this very high-end professional photographer on Facebook, is coming out and slamming people like myself who have had concerns about the video features of this camera. The reason I'm smiling and feeling a little bit, I would say that he's disingenuous, that he's not being forthcoming in his opinion by letting people know. This fellow is a Canon Explorer of Light. I think that's what they call them. One of the Canon endorsed photographers. So, as such, I don't know what the full arrangement is there, but, you know, presumably you're getting gear, free gear, whether on loan or just to use for the life of the camera until they give you the next version. You're getting, I would assume, further endorsements in other ways, whether that's paid speaking engagements, whether that's, you know, any one of a number of paid ways to endorse and sponsor these people. So whether that's even just giving them continuous projects from Canon that they're paid to do. The point is, you're a sponsored photographer. You're a Canon photographer, one of their chosen few. So you need to be very forthcoming about that. And we, as people who are not endorsed, sponsored photographers, and, you know, whether you're a pro or whether you're an amateur, whether you're a hobbyist, you need to be really careful when people like this come out really hammering people that are critical of a new Canon product, of any product for that matter, because it really reeks of being disingenuous, being, I'm not even sure how to put that succinctly, politely, because when you're paid by somebody to endorse a product, your opinion is automatically not unbiased, because you got automatic bias. You've got cash coming in. It's a biased opinion. And, you know, when you're somebody like myself, I shoot and own Canon, Panasonic, Nikon, all products. When I like a camera, I like it because I like the camera. I've never been paid by any of the camera manufacturers to do something. I get cameras on loan from them, but I'm expected to give my unbiased opinion. Sure, you'll see me, for instance, the Panasonic G7. I love that camera, and I rave about it. But I went out and bought it with my own money, and I shot it for over a year. I've sold it because I'm going to update to one of the new cameras coming out from Panasonic. So that was in no way a negative on that camera. But the point being, I liked the camera. I bought it myself, and I started raving about a camera I bought and paid for and that I just really liked. Not endorsed by Panasonic. I'm not endorsed by Nikon. I'm not endorsed by Canon. I'm not endorsed by anybody. So when somebody comes out in really glowing praise in favor of a new camera, or any product for that matter, and they are a sponsored, endorsed person, photographer, entity, then you got to be really suspect of their opinion. Sure, I mean, maybe they truly do like the camera, but you also got to weigh in the fact that they're paid by those people. They're endorsed in some fashion, whether it's cash, whether it's gear, whatever. And does that really make them an unbiased opinion? Can you really take it on par what they're saying? Because of course they're gonna say nothing but good about the camera. In this case, the camera in question here, the 5D Mark IV. So I just kind of chuckled to myself when I saw this photographer ranting about people like myself who had genuine issues with the Canon 5D Mark IV and saying, well, that's BS because he hasn't even had his hands on it and stuff like that. You don't have to have your hands on a Canon 5D Mark IV to know that it's got serious video issues, limitation, flaws, whatever you want to call it. You just have to read the specs that Canon published. It's not necessary to even use it. You could see right away. I mean, the core of the problem with the 5D4 is the 1990s codec. So, and Canon said right out front that they did that to protect their high-end camera line. They've said, if you want a video camera, you got to buck up and pay the big bucks for that high-end camera. So I just found it really amusing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me that somebody that's endorsed and paid for by Canon, that it seems very disingenuous when they're coming out knocking, specifically slamming people like myself and other people that have had valid criticisms about the 5D4? Or do you think that's valid? I think at the very least they need to be more forthcoming about who they are, what is the nature of their endorsements, and the fact that they may not have an unbiased opinion. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Do you think it's every bit as valid when you're endorsed, perhaps paid for by, for instance, in this case, Canon, for somebody to come out and not just be praising the camera itself, but also knocking other people who have criticisms of the camera? Let me know. Leave your comments below. Let's discuss it. I'm just curious. Am I way out of line here? Am I off base? Because I don't think so. But hey, I'm open to be corrected. Let's keep it civil. Let's be polite. We can discuss this. It's cool. I actually really do like a lot about the 5D Mark IV. I'm just a Canon shooter that was very disappointed with the video abilities of it. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Let's discuss it. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.